Alright, so we have the Rohan house here. Open it up and see what it looks like from the inside. So I got the palisade first. I should have taken advantage of the special deal where they had like a couple of houses and a palisade, but I didn't have the money at the time. I like how they have free shipping if it's over $100. Okay, so open it up. Obviously you get the instruction book on how to build it. I wish they'd give you a painting guide. That'd be nice. Comes in 2 sprues, all plastic, obviously. So it shouldn't be too hard to paint. There's not a heck of a lot to paint, I don't think. Gives you some fence sections, barrels, and just basically a house. 1-room house. So it should be fairly easy to paint up. I wish Games Workshop would also release like a Gondorian house, or maybe the Hall of Methuselah, the King Theoden sits, you know, some other kind of structures, scenarios that make it really cool. But hey, we're going to paint this up and see what it looks like. Alright, so I got my Rohirrim house all painted up and put together, and I like the effect I made. A couple of mistakes I made. I didn't quite get this evened up a little, but with an old house that's been there for a while, these things would happen. There'd be a shift, especially if it gets wet. And for scale, I got my Eowyn and Theoden in front of it, so it is to size, to scale, I guess. Be kind of a small house. Not really. Should have been a little bigger. I was originally going to paint the horses on top of the eaves, green and white, but I never got around to it, and I'll just leave it as is. And you can see they give you a little fenced area, but it's too small to be an actual, for horses, a stable. I tried. There's 4 fence pieces, and they go together in 2s. They could have gave me 4 of these to make a pretty good fence, or a paddock. So that's the scale of it. It's not all that great. You get 2 little rain barrels, which are kind of neat. And the color scheme, I tried my best to follow their color scheme. I had all the paints except for the Seraphim Sepia. I couldn't find that in any game store that I was allowed to go to because it was pandemic time and everything was closed down. So I went just the 3 and then the 4 here. But I can never paint it like they do in the box. It just doesn't look the same. But the paint job isn't bad from far away. It's when you get close it makes the difference. So let's get Theoden out there and let's get these guys out of here. Take our rain barrels away. So it came with 3 porch ideas. You could create 3 different porches for this. I used the front porch with that, and then I also used the second option, which was just an open one at the back. I made one mistake in that I should have, these things turn around. One side has this, the other side has that. I should have put this over here and that over here. That's the only mistake I really made while building this. I realized that after I had all glued together. The model glue I usually use doesn't really work too well for these things, so I had to use contact cement to really get it to stick and stay in one place. You can see just a little bit of that in the cracks here. It was the best thing to use at the time, and I was running out of paint here by the time I got here. But you figure that's going to happen if the building's old. It's going to have that weathered appearance, which is what I was looking for. So it's got 2 entrances, a back door and a front door. You have your windows on the side here. I like the horse motifs. Like I said, I should have painted them green and white, or green and yellow. And the same thing on the other side. It did come with these little things you could hook on, like rope and halters for horses. I also thought about leaving the roof unglued, so I could just take it off and look inside. Maybe make a little setup inside. But I figured, what the hell, it's just a set piece. It's going to sit there and it's just an obstacle. You could pretend to put archers inside and count them off as defending the building. But anything set on fire would definitely negate any effects of having people inside. So overall, I like how Games Workshop thought this went through and came out with this. It works well with a palisade, I guess. You can put the house in the palisade as a defended homestead. I would rather have seen them create like the set piece for Edoras. You have the town of the Hall of Methuselah. I can never pronounce that name. As well as part of the ditch and dike. Would have been a much cooler thing. Probably would have been more expensive though. But anyway, we'll take a look at this in maybe a scenario and see how well it plays. It'd definitely be an obstacle. But anyway, that's all I have for that. Hit the like button, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Does anyone have this? How they painted it? I know there's a guy, I think he's in Australia. He does this for a living. Sets up designs. And his work is amazing. But anyway, until next time, this has been Roman Daysel. I'm out of here.